Says we're going live. We're just going to do a quick audio check. Then we'll get on to the big, exciting news of today. There's a lot to announce, a lot to go through.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl.
Fuck yeah, Olive Garden. Get that never-ending pasta bowl. Get it. Please stop with the ad, though, so I can check my mic levels. That's all I want here. That's all I really want out of life, is my mic levels. Please. I suppose for the people not with an ad blocker, I could do that. Fuck yeah, Olive Garden. Get that never-ending pasta bowl. Alright, we sound good. We sound good. Volume's a little high. Turn that down on my end. Not on your end. Oh, let's let people gather, huh? Let's let people gather. We don't need a screen blocker. I just pulled this up to tell you about the stream, so it's fine. Hey, Dutch ice cream. Don't believe it. Dutch ice cream, what the fuck? Dutch ice cream. What the fuck? Okay, dude, I haven't seen you around this channel ever. Ever. But part 2 of my introduction rant, I was going to talk about Hollow Knight, and you have a Hollow Knight picture. I've never seen you before. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a coincidence. I love it. Hey, Tequila Sunset. Okay. While people gather, today's stream is sponsored by a big company. Super happy to have them on board. So, for every hour this stream goes on, I get $100,000 from Nestle. And they specifically told me not to talk about the atrocities they're committing around the world. Like, they were like, hey, don't bring those up or this whole thing is canceled. Like, the way that they're stealing water from, like, children, from literal children. The Nestle CEO goes out, he finds a child who has a water bottle, and he just takes it from him, and he just pours it into the Nestle vat, and it gets filtered down into making chocolate milk and other shit, and they sell it to people around the world, and those children cry, and Nestle bottles those tears, because the tears are also really good, and then they make that into lotion. Nestle's the best, and as long as I don't bring up those exact things, I'm gonna make so much money. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Yeah? Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, no, you said don't bring them up, so I didn't. Wait, the act of me telling people not to bring it up was bringing it up? What do you mean I'm fired? No, fuck you, you're fired. Alright, anyway, so the Nestle thing fell through, but follow-up, we did have a second sponsor that now is our primary sponsor. It's Monopoly. The game Monopoly. Every time I mention Monopoly, which I've now done 3 times, they are going to send me in the mail 1 cease and desist letter. For every time I mention Monopoly, 4, I will get an individually wrapped cease and desist letter from, I think is that Hasbro? That feels like Hasbro. No, it's Parker Brothers? One of them. The company that owns Monopoly, 5, will send me a cease and desist letter for every single one. And that's almost as good as money. Raid Shadow Legends. No, alright. I was stalling, having a bit of fun, being silly, but now some people have gathered. What are we doing today? Today is a fun little stream. It has really no stakes. No stakes whatsoever. I gathered together some ideas for bingo. I think there are 23 or 24 factions in the game. I'm blanking on it right now. Made a bingo card, told people that there would be a set date and time. It was today, an hour and a half ago, that I would post the bingo card, and the first person to get 5 replays making a bingo, I would stream all 5 of their games. And then anybody else who participated, I told them to send me their favorite game out of what they attempted, even if they didn't win, and we could just get some off-meta, fun games to stream today. See some of the units that are not frequently featured at all. There are no stakes. There's no tournament on the line, just some fun replays and some silly shenanigans on a wonderful Sunday for you all. And while I was waiting for people to gather, I was playing some Hollow Knight, which I should mention. We have a winner, but I'm going to cast the losers replays first. So these are the people that attempted to get a bingo, but were not fast enough. I asked them to send in their favorite replay, and this is from Bwags. This was Bwags' favorite replay of the ones he tried. Anyway, dude, I was playing some Hollow Knight while waiting for the bingos to come in. I'm at the end. I need to beat the... If you don't know what Hollow Knight is, in one of the free DLCs, there's a new ending to the game where you go to this realm of, like, gods, and you need to compete through a bunch of different boss runs, essentially, where it's like, here are the first quarter of the bosses in the game, here are the second quarter of bosses, here are the third quarter of the bosses, here are the fourth quarter of the bosses, and then the final dungeon is beating all of them in a row without dying. So I'm on the 4th out of 5, so the last clump of bosses, and I just got to the final boss in that clump, and I'm dying to him, and I'm like looking at the rest of the game, and I need to beat, after that, I need to beat every boss in the entire game back to back without dying. That shit ain't happening. But I literally restarted Hollow Knight, because I hadn't played it for a couple years, because I wanted to beat it this time. The whole reason I even replayed it was last time I kind of backed out like a bitch when I got to the end. I didn't want to beat all the bosses. This time I'm going to do it. And then I get to the same point, and I feel the same weakness creeping into my bones, where I'm like, you know what? Fuck this game. I get it. I get the point. I can quit. But that is not what we do. So I do need some encouragement, because I am so close to quitting, and I don't want to quit. But I'm a little baby. I'm a little baby man. Whenever I start playing that game, I'm like, all right, I can do this. And as soon as I get hit, I instantly Alt F4, quit out, fuck this game. This game's shit. Everything sucks. You can practice him in the Hall of the Gods. The Hall of the Gods doesn't get me closer to beating the game. I refuse to practice. I refuse. I'm going to throw my head at that wall as many times as I need to until I just get through by sheer luck. I will not learn. I will not get better. I refuse. Stream kind of dying for anyone else? I see it fine on my screen. Anyway, let's focus on Warhammer. Let's all calm down. You haven't fought Markorth without a floor yet? You're still having fun, trust me. That sounds really fucked up. Anyway, for Sipa and the Skaven, he is attempting the bingo run of having the Dwarf Thing Menace, the Doomflayer Regiment around, and a Doom Wheel, but he took the ROR Doom Wheel. You don't have to, but he did. The Wheels of Doom. For the rest of his build, we have a Master Assassin. What do we have here? Sacred Band with the Horned Rat is actually a really good item he has. -8 leadership constant is quite fierce. And then Looming Dread. This could be good. It's one of those things that could be good. It's like a good debuff. The fact that it only affects a Lord or Hero, I think, is what stops the Master Assassin from being meta. If he could throw this debuff on anyone, like Imr can do Lord of Dragons, that might actually be pretty pog. We also have an Eshin Sorcerer with Armor of Darkness and Warp Stars. These are, even though this is a meme and he's just having some fun, these are really good spells versus the Wood Elves specifically. Giving yourself 60 armor and 20% missile resist, I really like. I know I've been talking about it a lot. Shush. Plague Monks with Armor of Darkness versus Wood Elves is actually pretty solid, because they'll destroy Dryads, and Dryads don't have good armor piercing, so yeah, it's good. Regardless, enough faffing about. Skaven Slaves, elsewhere we have 2 Rat Ogres, 2 Wolf Rats with poison, 2 Gutter Runner Slingers. Oh god, why? Okay. They have physical resistance, and that's about it. Do have the Ixtras Triads, Eshin Triad Regiment Bound, and 2 Poisonwind Globes. On the other side, for the Wood Elves, it is a balls-to-balls rush. We have 1 Great Stag Knight, 2 Wild Riders, which is one of the Wood Elf bingo squares, 3 Glade Riders, Orion, and then 5 Dryads. We also have a Helicaster with just Earthblood. Get good, Scrub. Does that work? It would if I was any good. The Wood Elves are going for a mass Vanguard melee rush on the Skaven. And the Skaven are mostly ready for it, I guess. 2 Globes, 2 Gutter Runner Slingers. Yeah, never mind. They're not ready for it. They're not ready at all. Dryads are waddling in. Here comes a big ol' cavalry charge going straight through that front line. They did get hit with some Poison Wind Globes, but haven't taken a ton of damage just yet, and they are going to disrupt the enemy. And Orion's already in. That's actually a pretty solid thing. If you can stop the globes from throwing, then your cav don't take nearly as much damage. And already we have some terror outs coming in because Orion does cause terror. Dryads are flooding through the front line along with some Blade Riders, and the Horn of the Wild Hunt giving all of the Wood Elves 60% charge bonus, which is quite nice. Now, on the far side, some Great Stag Knights and Wild Riders do get caught up in Clanrad Spears, so they'll want to avoid that. But Wolf Rats are already routing away. Oof. So are some of the Wild Riders. Orion's still in deep. He is anti-large, so he doesn't really want to be fighting the Master Assassin, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Ixos Triads is still full health. Don't trust that half health bar. That is their decoy. The front line for the Skaven is falling apart, but the Wood Elves are taking a lot of attrition damage for doing so. Great Stag Knights catch Skaven Slave Spears, and Skaven Slave Spears, despite being spears, do not have charge defense of any kind, so they get rolled over by those Great Stag Knights. Dryads getting pretty close to routing. The Wheels of Doom. Where's the Dwarf thing with us? There you are. Hey, little friend. How you doing? Good. Good. Just tearing through Dryads. Excellent. Great Stag Knights did clear out the back line, though, and they can now charge onto the Gutter Runners with slings. Getting decent damage on the approach. Will rout those guys pretty soon. The Master Assassin got pushed off by something. I don't know what killed him. I guess it was Orion, but he is dead as hell. Wild Riders are back. They get a charge onto Wolf Rats, and the difference in mass should give them pretty significant damage. But here comes the Armor of Darkness. There it is. You now have 75 armor Wolf Rats, but will their leadership hold? Looks like it will for now, and they'll chase the Wild Riders off. Orion is still pushing through the back line, being annoying, and Great Stag Knights are actually going to run down the Master Assassin. I do like that. It sucks that you have to use such an expensive unit to do it, but I like Bwags' target priority of realizing that if the Lord is dead, Orion might be able to solo the game just due to their shit leadership. Wood Elves are trying to reform lines. They have a Spellsinger of Life in the back trying to cast some Earthbloods on Dryads and such. Skaven are getting their shit back together, but they have lost their Lord for now. And Orion's still fighting away, routing off Skaven Slaves and Clanrats and stuff. It's pretty even. Balance power is slightly Skaven favored, and I would agree that the battlefield state's also slightly Skaven favored, but contextually, this isn't over. Not by a long shot. Globes get an amazing volley onto Glade Riders and somehow don't damage their own Rat Ogres at all, which is weird. What was that poor man Searing Doom? It's Orion's Hawk's Talon, his bound, like, spell thing. Yeah. Anyway, for the Skaven, Wheels of Doom is still full HP. Gehenna's Hounds, or whatever he calls it. Hounds of Orion, it's just Gehenna's Golden Hounds. Rebranded to be silver. Those were thrown out. They unfortunately went the opposite direction of any enemies whatsoever. For the Skaven, they have a globe that's rallied in the distance. The other one is about to rout here. But the Wheels of Doom coming in should cause some terror routes unless the Dryads... Oh wow, Dryads are ITP. That's cool. That feels nice. Fuck you, Dryads. Orion has terror, right? Yeah, he does. Anyway. Spellsinger of Life and some of her Dryads trying to hold together over here. And meanwhile, the Great Stag Knights actually allowed the Master Assassin to rally right on the edge of the map. Oh, no! And really nice use of the decoy. The decoy eat up the first charge, and then the Escher Triads take, like, a much lesser secondary charge from these Great Stag Knights. But, yeah, the Master Assassin coming back on the very edge of the map is so fucking brutal. Great Stag Knights are going to go try and solo him out now, with the help of these Wild Riders. Single him out, not solo him out, but you get the point. That'll be a tough cookie to crack, though. 45 melee defense, ain't nothing to scoff at. Great Stag Knights almost routing, taking a lot of damage from these Escher Triads. Looks like they're trying to get out of here for now. And Orion's still routing stuff off. But the Skaven have actually been kind of swept up while I wasn't looking. A lot of their units shattered, it looks like, and the remnants of the Wood Elves are chasing them off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a game. Buckle up. I remember the Dryad rants of Warhammer 2. Oh, that was a long, long time ago. Orion's busy chucking some spears at the Wheels of Doom while he did let some Skaven rally in the distance. I'm sure if he throws his Great Stag Knights or these extra Wild Riders over there, they could deal with those guys. Orion is going to be a terror, and the Dwarf Thing Menace are trying to fight some super wounded Wild Riders, but it's looking like it's a bad trade for the poor little Dwarf Thing Menace. I almost miss Human Boy's hate for Game 2 Wood Elves. Game 2 Wood Elves were unbalanced. I'll abide by this. Great Stag Knights can get a lot of damage onto the Wheels of Doom if they can find it. For now, it's proving rather elusive. Orion is chasing down those 2 rallied units we mentioned before, taking a little bit of damage on his way. The Dwarf Thing Menace continues to roll, continues to be a nuisance. There goes the Armor of Darkness. 80 armor on the Ixcha's Triads, and they do get into combat with the Great Stag Knights, plus the Master Assassin. Those Great Stag Knights are taking a lot of damage, and it's brutal for the Wood Elves. They are pushed off for now. Not shattered, they'll be back. But they need a lot of healing if they're going to be useful in this game, which they could be useful, as long as they stay away from those Triads. Speaking of Triads, Dryads charge into the Triads, and say Byads, because they get pushed away. Thanks, guys. I'll be here all week, though I am looking for a new sponsor since I've been informed Monopoly cease and desist letters are not currency. And, yeah. That's a bad time for me. Orion and his Glade Riders got rid of some stuff, and now already the Poison Globes have rallied. A little Warp Star throw at Orion does do some damage. Dryads charge back in. Horn of the Wild Hunt giving them charge bonus. But they do shatter at last. Master Assassin trying to snipe out the Spellslinger of Life as Sheath chucks a quick little Earthblood onto Orion, and he is chucking spears over here. As in the background, Glade Riders get hit by the Poisonwind Globes that they now shattered, but still take a significant amount of damage. And the Great Stag Knights are back. I'm hoping that the Spellslinger of Life gets, like, taken somewhere safe and then can help the Great Stag Knights, but that's not going to be the case. Great Stag Knights charge back in, get really good impact damage onto the Eshin Triads, but man, they are in it balls deep. They don't give a single fuck, and they're going to take a lot of damage for that careless nature they embody so well. They're now regrouping to Orion, who's still throwing in giant javelins. Never mind, they're going back in again, baby! Never rally, never Earthblood. Who's the Chad that picked Orion? Fucking Wags. Orion has a lot of spears left. He really does. He really does. He's throwing at the Master Assassins. The Master Assassin's going to return with a Shuriken throw. Wild Riders charge through with the Ixcha's Triads, and this is no decoy. They are real. They are actually taking that damage, making them kind of a non-factor in the game to come. They're just too wounded. They have armor sundering, you might say, but so does the Master Assassin, so it's not really a big deal. And I'm getting a little scared here for the Skaven. Ixcha's Triads are routing off, but the Master Assassin is going to rout as soon as he gets near Orion. The Eshin Sorcerer is an okay melee combatant, and Orion should Raffle Stomp over the Wheels of Doom. Where does Orion keep his spears? I don't know. Because he has, like, arrows on his back, but he doesn't use a bow, does he? He just throws his giant javelin. Warp Stars hit the Spellslinger of Life as she tried to heal herself up. And the Great Stag Knights are back in the distance, baby. For the love of God, can we get an Earthblood onto them, please? Please, Wags of the past, this replay's already done. Please, heal your fucking Great Stag Knights. Alright, Orion is on the hunt. That is very on brand. He has Firewall moving. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't thrown a javelin in a while. He spots the Master Assassin. Prey is in sight. Wild Riders have rallied in the distance. So have the Eshin Triads, though. Orion hurls a spear, hits the Master Assassin, and there's an Earthblood for the Wild Riders, who are now charging onto the Master Assassin. Armor of Darkness for him, giving him 90 armor, goes flying through the air, but the armor will not save his leadership. The Great Stag Knights, refusing to get healed, they get nothing, and they will like it, are back into the fight, charging into the Master Assassin, knocking him down, though he is routing. Then a Terror Out comes in for the Wild Riders, because they're next to the Wheels of Doom. A Terror Out comes in for the Great Stag Knights, because they're next to the Wheels of Doom. Oh, that's sad. So the Master Assassin is routing. If Orion feels like it, he could chase that guy off. Instead, he chucks a spear at him. Because fuck you, I guess. Great Stag Knights turn around. They are going to fight the Wheels of Doom one last time. I think this route will shatter them. So it was a pleasure having you, Great Stag Knights, as the final Earthblood comes in for Orion. And another Warp Star hits the spell person. Can someone in chat please explain what the Warhammer 3 bingo means? 1 second. Alright, the Master Assassin was allowed to rally. That's a mistake. Players were trying to get a bingo on this card by taking a bunch of silly stuff. Boop. And it made for some entertaining off-meta replays that I felt like casting. Anyway, Master Assassin was allowed to come back, meaning the Skaven leadership is going to be nice and healthy, and those Warp Stars are slowly poking down the Spellsinger of Life. Ashen Sorcerer taking a lot of damage, though, and the Master Assassin is really demolishing that Spellsinger of Life. Now, also, ooh, he is on his last route, so if he routes from this cavalry charge, he will shatter. That won't be as much of a leadership debuff as him dying, but still, at least it'll stop the Warp Stars, so there we go. He is gone, shattered. Wild Rider's also routing. Spellsinger of Life also routing. And the Ashen Sorcerer is under attack by Orion. But Orion, he's an anti-large arm-piercing combatant. He's ready to kill chariots, man. You get bingo by killing that units or taking it? Taking it. Just taking it. Win or lose, doesn't matter. Just wanted some fun replays to cast. Wild Riders are run off the map. It is now 6 versus 2. The 4 Dwarf Thing Menaces, the 1 Doom Wheel, and the 1 Ashen Sorcerer versus the Spellsinger of Life and Orion. Little fast forward as he runs down the Ashen Sorcerer with his 55 speed. Bap! Immediately routs him. Is going to push him off. The Wheels of Doom try to get involved, but Orion's heal cap is within sight. That means even if he gets low for his Cloak of Isha, he will still only heal so much. He's back on to fighting the Wheels of Doom, but I think he's got it. Balance of Power doesn't think he's got it, but the Balance of Power doesn't matter because he's literally unbreakable, so you're going to have to kill him anyway. He routes off the Ashen Sorcerer again. One more route, and that little guy is shattered. And I don't think the Skaven could do it. I don't think the Skaven could take down Orion. He's too thick. The Wheels of Doom are gone, almost dead. The Ashen Sorcerer is back in the fight. He's holding on for now. He's doing his very best. And since he's in melee combat, I have to assume he has no Winds of Magic left, or Sipo would have kept him far away for those Warp Stars. There's a Terror route, and the Wood Elves win it, baby! Let's go! Do you at least have to win? No. Yes, it's just the first 5 play. It's just the player to play 5 games first got the bingo. It was just a silly, for fun little event. But yes, I'll explain once more in just a second. The Skaven roster had very spread out value. Like, a lot of things did fine, not amazing. Master Assassin did good. That was epic. For Bwags, Orion with 4,000 value! That's the most he's ever gotten! That's the same as Mother of Stankia got in our games yesterday for the Battle of the Atlantic. So Orion's OP and must be banned. That shit's hilarious. Great Stag Knights did alright. They paid for themselves. Wild Riders did okay. Dryads did okay. Gladiators Spears did fine. GG. Yes, so now that we're in this replay, someone did get a bingo and will cast all 5 of their games. That is their reward for winning, just playing 5 games as fast as possible. And this is the bingo card. We are casting for the people who participated. I asked them to send me their favorite replay, even if they didn't win, so we'll do those, and then we'll do the winners 5. But it was just a method to encourage some people to play on our best of 1 bot, encourage some off-meta silliness for some exciting replays in the doldrums, waiting for patch 4.1. So, yeah. If you want to see the bingo card more, you can just pause it and look at that, but I'm going to move on. So that was Bwags, the Wood Elf player's favorite replay. For Sipa's favorite replay, he is also fighting Bwags, so we'll come back to that. This is Koala Duck's favorite. As on the bingo card, looks like Sipa was going for the Kadai Destroyer, and Koala Duck was going for Red Ulger, Prince of Slaughter. I'm looking to see if he got anything else here. No, because Korn has the Soul Grinder, so he wasn't going for that. Alright. Cool. So this is Koala Ducks. For Koala Duck, we have 4 Bloodletters of Khorne, 2 Blood Crushers of Khorne, a Blood Reaper, Red Ogre, Prince of Slaughter, and Double Skull Cannon. So he's Demons of Chaos, but he took an entirely Khorne army. Patrick, turns out all your replays are going to be cast. Good, dude. We take that. Anyway, for the Chaos Dwarves of Sippa, we have Drazoth the Ashen with Hellhammer and Flames of Azagorth. A Kadai Destroyer, Demon's Tongue, Regiment of Renown, and then 2 Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, 1 Infernal Guard, the Blazing Beards of Basrak, and some Goblin Laborers. But a lot of money in the single entities here of the Demon's Tongue and the Kadai Destroyer. And even Drazoth is pretty expensive if he's on his mount. Red Ogre, Prince of Slaughter, is popping all of his buffs, giving you an impressive 1,000 weapon damage and 25 bonus versus large. Drazoth should be in trouble. Looks like he is going to back off now. Doesn't really want too much of that nonsense. 1 Bloodletter is already disintegrating as the Demon's Tongue rampages straight through it. And other Bloodletters are going to get to the Infernal Guard, which should be an okay trade for them if they weren't being shot by blunderbusses, kind of half-heartedly, but still being shot. And the Kadai Destroyer is coming down on their skulls, crushing them. I guess you might say as a Skull Crusher might. Blood Crushers of Khorne are here into the back line with some Bloodletter help. They are really going to massacre this little blunderbuss I can't even see. Skull Cannons are firing in onto something, don't really know what. But actually things have been going okay here as, oh no, that's a Flame of Drezaborth. How's that even gonna go? Kills both of the infantry units in the area, does not do a lot of damage to the Blood Crushers whatsoever, and Red Ogre, Prince of Slaughter, is harassing the Demon's Tongue. Things are going better for this all Khorne build than I would have thought. Still not great, but better than I would have thought. As 2 of the 4 Bloodletters, 3 of the 4 Bloodletters have died. The Blood Reaper is out here trying his best. Both the Blood Crushers are still alive. Red Ogre is chillin', and both Skull Cannons are also still perfectly fine. For the forces of the Chaos Dwarves, their infantry has taken mixed damage, but the single entities, the Demon's Tongue is actually almost dead, while Drazoth mostly breath attacks his own goblins, but okay. Kadai Destroyer's full HP, that's going to be a problem. And Drazoth has also taken some damage. Blood Crushers hanging on for now, doing what damage they can, routing off a whole bunch of Goblin Laborers, which if they were able to chase down... This isn't a Khorne army, never mind! Chasing shit down doesn't matter. All that matters is Red Ogre getting damage out. That's what charges his army passive. Another Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss is pushed away. But the Blood Crushers are getting so close to that demonic instability crumbling, and I don't know if Red Ogre can kill 3 single entities all by himself. Oh, the Blood Reaper's actually trying to help out. And he's a decent little combatant. He's on the mount. I don't know what that thing's called. Is it just a Blood Crusher mount? I don't know. He's trying, is the main point. Kadai Destroyer's in here fighting with 63 melee attack, and it does magic damage, so his physical resist means nothing. Though still, Red Ogre's actually doing alright. Chaos Dwarfs still have a bit of support around and 2 Infernal Guard and the Blazing Beards of Basrak. Though now the Skull Cannons will try and disrupt things while also healing themselves up and getting some more ammunition. Red Ogre is chilling. He only has 18 kills, so he's not even close to getting his Hellblade, unfortunately. Oh, Red Ogre has Gore Feast. I didn't even know he has Gore Feast. Okay, so he's kind of healing up. Was this stream planned or was it an accident? It was planned, but I didn't post it, because if I posted it, then people would know what the bingo card was, and I didn't want to make another screen blocker. Skull Cannon going back in to help the Blood Reaper. They've also tried to get ammo, but the Iron Demon is making their lives very difficult as Red Ogre continues to fight against the Kadai Destroyer. He got a Fecundity! The boy got a Fecundity! All of the single entities of the Demons of Chaos were healing up. That's pretty funny. The Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses are back. They're firing at point-blank range. And the Skull Cannon is almost crumbling. It's trying to get away from the Iron Demon, but it's stuck on its front. It's now demonic instability crumbling, but it needs to just turn and fight with the Iron Demon. Red Ogre is still fighting, and he's performing very admirably, honestly, versus the Kadai Destroyer in all of that support. And the Blood Reaper, man, he's taking it to this Demon's Tongue. The Skull Cannon's just getting pushed. It can't do anything. And there it finally starts to demonic instability crumble. The other Skull Cannon gets onto the Catastrophic Blunderbusses, and Red Ogre is back in here. Still doing really good damage, honestly. Red Ogre is trying to hard carry this game, and he's been doing good work. Not as much value as I would expect, but still has just been absolutely slapping fools. Bounce Power is getting into the army losses territory, which is a little sad. As the Skull Cannon fades, that might just tip it over the edge. Red Ogre never heard no bell. There it is. The bell's ringing whether or not he can hear it. Demonic instability crumbling. And a Sword of Corn? No, it's the explosion from Drazoth. Drazoth was killing his own units. Alright, good attempt. Good attempt there, Red Ogre. Blood Crushers did okay. Skull Crushers did okay. Blood Reaper, how did you only get 500 value? You were in there fighting for so long. Bloodletters all sucked and died. Drazoth did great. Knight Destroyer honestly did fine. Demons, the Iron Demon did fine. Most of the infantry didn't have to do much. Oh, wow. The Blazing Beards and the Blunderbusses actually got 1,000 value each. Damn. Damn! Okay. So then, yeah. This is the last... No. There's two. There's two more unrelated ones before the final run. I'll do mine. I played a game with Bwags. For the bingo card, real quick, I went with High Elves, so I have a Swordmaster and a Handmaiden of the Everqueen. And for Bwags, he has Lizardmen. He did go with a Stegodon and the Sunbeam Laser thing. He didn't take a caster, because he doesn't believe in casters. Bwags doesn't give a shit about casters. I have double Shadow Walker, because I wanted the Handmaiden's buffs to be useful for something, so I give them reload skill and some melee attack. I have Teclis on horse with Flock of Doom and Flaming Sword of Ruin, plus the Sword of Teclis. And 2 Swordmasters of Hoeth, 2 Ithilmar Chariots, because Great Book of Grudges always asks for them, so if he's at this stream today, there I finally took your stupid chariots. On the other side, we have Tic-Tac-Toe and triple Pterodon Riders. 1 Feral Stegodon, 2 Bastiladons of Solar Engines, then a metric shit ton of Skinks, some with jabs, some without, 2 regular Croxagors, and that's that. He's throwing out some rock drops onto my Rangers while he goes to the backline to harass my little chariots, and Teclis is taking a beating. I didn't bring Regrowth or his Potion of Croy, because this is a silly event, and I don't want healing in my silly event. Shadow Walkers did manage to escape, and now with their Handmaiden of the Everqueen buff mobile, they will get away and start firing at stuff. Ithilmar Chariots are in there combating Pterodons. Now, Pterodons are pretty bad melee combatants, so my Chariots should be fine, though Tic-Tac-Toe is a little spooky. We have gotten rid of 1 Pterodon Rider already. Front lines are joined, and the Jab Skinks plus the Stegodon are doing a lot of damage to my precious Rangers, who are pushed away. And these double Solar Engines are a bit of a nuisance. I'm not enjoying them whatsoever. Poor Teclis is already down to 1/3 HP as the Solar Engines just get his ass. Flaming Sword of Ruin is cast onto my White Lions of Krace, which Teclis also has the Kindle Flame passive, so everybody getting attacked by these White Lions is weak to fire, as Teclis is blinded yet again by those annoying Solar Engines. Croc scores are getting pushed up now. They were maybe a little too passive in the early game, but they're here. Plow into Swordmasters actually take more damage on the charge of Swordmasters than they deal. And my Chariots are in here causing disruption. I was trying to charge them through Skinks. They did not have a great time as another Solar Engine smokes Teclis. There we go. That one hit him. Teclis Potion boost his melee? No, his potion gives damage resistance and healing, but it resets his cooldowns. Solar Engines are falling back. They're trying to kite, while my Shadow Walkers and my Handmaiden Everqueen also kite a little bit, so it's kite versus kite. Swordmasters in it with Croxagors. Both of them are having a hell of a time. Both are beneath half HP. They're doing their best, god damn it. They're doing their best. And one of my Rangers is pushed through. Tic-Tac-Toe is back. Looks like he's gunning for Teclis, as Teclis overcasts something somewhere. Flock of Doom overcast, and he keeps getting hit by these stupid fucking Solar Engines. His sword used to boost his melee? Oh, now it just gives him some magic and regen. There's another Flaming Sword of Ruin. I miscasted onto my chariots because I'm a dummy, and I was just trying to panic with Teclis. I put Teclis behind my Shadow Walkers, so I'm like, yeah, tic-tac-toe, fly right over my Shadow Walkers. The fuck you gonna do about it? Hi, Last Defender. Hope you're doing good. But tic-tac-toe takes a lot of damage as he tries to pursue Teclis. So Teclis is now trying to stay away from tic-tac-toe, stay near the archers, and avoid the solar engines, which have now switched on my Shadow Walkers. But I didn't know that. Teclis jukes out tic-tac-toe, who's still taking a lot of damage. My Swordmasters did manage to beat the Crocscores and all of those skinks. Other Swordmasters were pushed off. There's a big flock of doom from Teclis onto all those things as he gets hit with both solar beams. Down to 500 HP. Run, Teclis, run! He charges through the skinks, bravely running away. Oh, brave Sir Robin. He ran away. Ithamar chariots are back, trying to push some skinks off. But there's so many skinks surrounding my Shadow Walkers. Teclis is running away from the from Tic-Tac-Toe, who is taking a bunch of arrows to the face. And he's like, yeah, what you gonna do about it? Come get me. Come get me, you got nothing. As he continues to get shot, Tic-Tac-Toe actually does a rout, and now Teclis is going to follow him. Quick Flaming Sword of Ruin onto my guys to give them more missile strength and to give them fire damage, which now he is weak to due to the debuff of Kindle Flame. They kill him off. He's fucking dead. Tic-Tac-Toe is dead, baby. Let's go. More Lizardmen start to rout. A big ol' flock of doom cast right on all these skinks to get rid of them, and Teclis is triumphant. He is perfect. He is unkillable. Ow. Ow! Dead. Both lords are dead. Shadow Walkers with not a lot of ammunition, same with the Handmaiden, are going to focus all of their efforts onto the Stilodon for now. My Ithamar chariots, wherever they are chasing off routing things as they try to help these spearmen defeat the Crocscores of legend. But so far the Crocscores are holding. The solar engines continue to fire into my poor little Shadow Walkers, and the chariots are now on chase off things duty. Haha. Duty. Spearmen will fight with the solar engines, who actually have a respectable amount of ammunition left, so that is a problem. I drag my chariots over from the Crocscore fight to help me deal with more and more skinks. I can't let these guys flood in onto my infantry. My Shadow Walkers continue to fight. Skinks are creeping up on me from behind with one leadership. I did not see them coming. We're still poking down the Stilodon. Chariots are plowing through skinks, doing incredible damage. Just so much damage. That was maybe 300. But they do get them to rout. The Shadow Walkers are again under attack. One of my Shadow Walkers is out of ammo. The other one has 3 volleys, and my Handmaiden also has 3 volleys. In the distance, a Stegodon is trying to get to safety where it can rally, but my chariots are chasing off stuff that's nearby, so we'll be okay. Rear charge from these chariots onto these skinks. Meow. Actually does decent damage for once in its life. And it is going to rout those skinks. Meanwhile, the solar engines just kept on blasting. Shadow Walkers still have 3 volleys somehow, despite firing several times. And the Handmaiden of the Everqueen is now out of ammo, but a nasty solar engine shot onto my Shadow Walker that's still at ammunition is going to rout him. Solar engine's still trying to punish the Islamar chariots. They're trying. Handmaiden of the Everqueen charges straight in. She has anti-large weapon strength. That's nice. Bonus versus large of 35. I didn't know that. Okay, I did not know that. That is insane, bonus versus large. Jesus Christ. Anyway, she's blinded by the solar engine shooting her in the side of the head, but I did not know she had 35 bonus versus large. All right. She's gonna be fine. We're chilling. We're big chilling. What, I've been pinged. Why? Okay, cool. It's not about this. So the Handmaiden is chasing the solar engine, who charges straight through my spearmen. This solar engine still has 6 shots left, which actually could be a huge problem for me. But it smokes its own skink cohort instead of hitting my lady. But the lady! Oh no! Her leadership, it is falling! She is surrounded by filthy skinks. She almost terrorized. Crocscores in the distance have fought back my spearmen and my rangers. Before the High Elves... Oh yeah, and that's another tragedy. I was trying to chase down these units, but the Stegodon rallied, and I didn't want my Ithamar chariots to fight the Stegodon all alone, so now I have to let all those skinks rally, but that was unfortunately a decision. We have a half-health ranger, a 1/3 health Ithamar chariot, a half-health Ithamar chariot, and like a full health-ish Handmaiden of the Upper Queen, who's a goddamn boss, plus 5 melee attack, plus a whole bunch of reload skill that now she can't use, but whatever, it's still there, and she still has martial prowess. So she's kind of beefy with that 35 bonus versus large. She didn't give a single shit. For the Lizardmen, they still have one very healthy Bastiladon, another wounded Bastiladon with only 1 shot left. They have some Crocsagors returning, and then a bunch of tattered Skinks and a Stegodon. Now, the Stegodons could be a problem. Stegodon Bastiladons could be a problem, as I don't have any anti-large left, really, like spears and shit, right? And I just have some chariots with anti-infantry and no armor piercing. But the Handmaiden does rout off the Bastiladon Solar Engine. And the other Solar Engine is now firing at my poor little Rangers. I assigned some Ithamar chariots to chase down this Bastiladon and not let it come back. Meanwhile, Ziledi is going to fight the Solar Engine. Crocsagors are countercharging. I wonder if they're charging my Rangers. They would do pretty good impact damage. Or if they're charging my Ithamar chariots. They charge the chariots. And with 43 melee defense, these chariots ain't going nowhere. They're chilling, not taking too much damage just yet. Solar Engine's almost routing. The bounce power is in my favor, but more Skinks are coming. Crocsagors, -2 leadership, -5. 10, they managed to rally for now. They seem kind of divided. Some are trying to fight the chariots, some are trying to fight the Rangers, but none of them are swinging at all. And then I ride out because I didn't want to take a free side charge from the Stegodon, so I sent my lady to eat the charge so it didn't run through my Rangers. And now I'm stuck fighting him. I know that lets the Solar Engine go, but I was like, if that Stegodon charges through my Rangers, it's going to tear up them instantly. So I tried to keep them in the fight, but a Solar Engine shot gets rid of them anyway. One more Solar Engine shot from this Bastiladon, but the Stegodon's not feeling so good, Mr. Krabs. His leadership's very low, Mr. Krabs, but so is my Handmaiden. She's down to sub-half HP. Remember when she was full HP? I do too, those were great times. She takes a double shot from the Solar Engine and a big hit from the Stegodon, and she terror routes, but the bounce power is almost into Army Loss's territory in my favor, despite the fact that my main character is terror routing right now. In the distance, I have some chariots still chasing off that Solar Engine. Spears barely clinging to life, Rangers barely clinging to life, and an Ithamar chariot barely clinging to life, but Army Losses is going to hit and just give me the free dub. Don't even make me earn it. I messaged to Bwags immediately after, and I said, I think that Army Losses was a bit premature. Tech listed okay. He got sniped up by the Solar Engines. Both Swordmasters struggled a bit, but the Handmaiden did great. My Shadow Walkers did amazing. My Chariots did fine. Fine is the best I can get for them. And if Great Book of Grudges ever watches this replay back, or if he appears in chat, we'll have to give him a lot of shit, because I finally brought the Chariot he wanted. Solar Engines both got 1,500 value. One actually got 1,600. That's incredible. Feral Stegodon, not as much. Crocsagors, one paid for itself, one did not. The Pterodons were really disappointing. And Skink cohorts with Javelins and basic Skink cohorts actually did fine. I think if Wags had a caster, he would have won, but he's a silly man at the best of times. And in a silly event, he's even sillier. So, the last bingo replay from the non-winners before we go on a roll with the actual winner, the actual Giga Chad of the day. We have Sipa, who came in, he did get a bingo, but he got it like literally 2 minutes after our actual winner. So this is the last best of replay before we cast the winners. Sipa getting the Slaanesh thing. If you looked at the bingo cards, Slaanesh is... It's not a specific unit on Slaanesh. Taking Slaanesh at all is enough of a fucking meme. And then on the other side, it looks like we have Wild Riders. Wags. Okie dokie. For Slaanesh, we have the Demon Prince of Slaanesh with Phantasmagoria and Pavane, so Rampages and Nets. We have Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges and regular. Sibilant Slaughtercade Chariot plus a Seeker Chariot. And then we have some Hell Striders of Slaanesh, some of them with Hell Scourges, some without, and the Eternal Entourage Heartseeker Regiment of Renown. For Bwags, we have a Hawk Rider, Sisters of Twilight. The Hawk Riders are already getting Pavaned. I wonder if they rampage, and if they rampage, do they land? And then also for Bwags, an Eternal Guard frontline, 3 Glade Guard All-Starfire Shafts, and then 4 Wild Riders with shields. Still no caster. Bwags doesn't believe in a caster. The Hawk Riders survived the rampage. They are now free firing. Looks like they're... I don't know what they're shooting at, but they should probably shoot at the Eternal Entourage or the Demon Prince of Slaanesh. Seeker Chariots rolled straight through that front line. The Eternal Guard were braced, so they didn't take that much damage, but the Seeker Chariots are causing some disruption. Demon Prince is also trying to land on the Glade Guard, but he's taking a lot of damage. These Starfire Shafts with their magic damage are getting right through that Demon physical resistance, so no big problem there. Hawk Riders diving into melee with the Seeker Chariots. I actually don't hate this. They do armor-piercing damage in melee, and are some mass so they can stop up these chariots, do good damage to them, and maybe get them to start routing. And already Slaanesh is down to the balance of power. The Demon Prince has taken a lot of damage, and the Wild Riders caught some Hellstriders out in the flanks, and even with the Demon Prince trying to debuff them, they'll still push off those Hellstriders without much issue. The Sibilant Slaughtercade are also getting massacred by the Glade Riders, and the Seeker Chariot is fading away. Slaanesh is having some struggles. More Hellstriders getting pushed off by Wild Riders, but the Eternal Entourage should be able to kill off these Wild Riders without much issue whatsoever. The Wood Elf front line is holding for now. Sisters of Twilight provide some AoE multi-shot fire. And the Hawk Riders again being used in melee to push off now the Sibilant Slaughtercade. I like this. The Wood Elves are doing good. They're doing good. You'd love to see it. Scatter Shot does more damage to the Eternal Guard than the others. Now the Hawk Riders might have to back off as the Demon Prince of Slaanesh is here. Their melee stats can't stand up to that kind of debuff pressure. Since he does have like 3 different debuffs, he has Fiendish Musk, Soporific Musk, and then another one. So they'll back off, use some of their ammo at a distance. Glade Guard are also firing in onto the poor Demon Prince as a Sibilant Slaughtercade try and kill off the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. Some Hellstriders manage their way into the backfield and are charging straight for the Glade Guard. Looks like they're probably going to hit them, but with a full health Wild Rider on the other side, I imagine they'll just get countercharged and die. Though if they can take out an Archer, maybe that's a win. The Eternal Entourage will get a rear charge on Wild Riders in the distance, should be able to route them right off the map, and some Glade Guard are being harassed by Slaanesh elements that got through the front line. Pavane of Slaanesh should rampage these Hawk Riders after it does a little bit more damage. And that might make them go back into melee with the Demon Prince. And there's that countercharge we mentioned before. Fascination Tier 1 army ability, also just going to kill off these Glade Guard. But the Wild Riders should be able to clean up the Hell Scourges and the Sibilant Slaughtercade. So overall, a good trade for the Wood Elves, who are still ahead in balance power. Wild Riders fighting back against the Eternal Entourage. Hawk Riders might get a rear charge onto them because they're just so wounded. I think he's just going to go for it. Yeah, he's diving in. He's in, baby. Getting decent damage. The Demon Prince should rout both those guys off the battlefield. This looks like it's not really going to matter, as the Wood Elves still have 2 healthy cavalry in the late game. Very wounded infantry, to be fair. And I guess this is just a Sisters of Twilight. Okay, maybe this isn't as one and done as I was thinking. Ignore the balance power. The shit's still close. Hawk Riders get massacred. Wild Riders have hung on for a shockingly long time. There's the Terror out, though, and with them being right next to the edge of the map, they should go straight off. That or the Eternal Entourage will just hunt them down. Demon Prince of Slaanesh still taking damage from Sisters of Twilight. They have 6 ammunition left, which if you know anything about the Sisters of Twilight, that's pretty much 24 ammunition, because they each get to fire before it ticks down, and then sometimes they get to fire twice before it ticks down. I don't understand these things, man. Sisters of Twilight ammunition was calculated stupid back in Warhammer 2, and it never changed. Slaanesh still has 2 Devoted Marauders, the Hell Scourges, to fall back on, as the Wood Elves are trying to throw their scattered infantry into this battle. More Devoted Marauders in the distance are rallying, and the Wild Riders will get a quick little charge here that should rout those Devoted Marauders. But do they have the time to chase them down? Wild Riders are going to try and charge the Eternal Entourage. They can't afford to get rear charged by them again. But is that a Pavane? Oh no, they rampage. They're going to take damage and rampage back into infantry while getting rear charged by the Eternal Entourage. Oh, that's a disaster for the Wood Elves, and a very good play from Slaanesh. Demon Prince is just trying to hold on. If he can make it through the Sisters of Twilight ammunition, he could be okay. But yeah, the Wild Riders get completely pasted, bringing Slaanesh right back into this game. There they go. They are fully dead. Dead and gone. Now it is a 1/4 HP Wild Rider versus the Eternal Entourage at half health. But man, that Demon Prince is not feeling so good, Mr. Krabs. I think I already made that joke. I did make that joke. Alright, I guess I'm a one-trick pony. But he's still getting poked down. He's not going to survive through the Sisters of Twilight ammunition. I wish this game wasn't in such a terrible jank state so I can enjoy these replays. There hasn't been a lot of jank in these replays, if that helps. Still, the Demon Prince is getting poked. Poked and poked. 2 volleys left for the Sisters of Twilight, which really means anywhere between 2 and 8. Just because of how weirdly they calculated their ammunition. Demon Prince of Slaanesh is now crumbling away. And if she doesn't need to snipe him, she does need to switch to her multi-shot to get damage out. And she should focus on the Eternal Entourage because those guys are going to be a fucking problem. He chucks out one last spell, rallies at 22 HP. He's chilling. He's vibing. He will never die. My word, my goodness. Scatter shot onto some of these Hell Scourges. My god, he's just holding. He's holding at that leadership. Narcissism keeps the Sisters of Twilight at bay. And I don't know if the Wood Elves can win this. The Eternal Entourage are too scary. If the Sisters of Twilight land in them, they're just gonna die. But I wonder if the Demon Prince dies. If the Demon Prince dies, maybe the Eternal Entourage's leadership will dip enough that the Sisters charging them can get them to rout. I don't know. This guy's at 9 leadership. I think the Sisters should probably just get near him, because then he'll rout. There we go. He just fucking dies. So without him, Slaanesh loses 2 Marauders in the distance. Without him, these Marauders could die as soon as they get charged, but the Eternal Entourage are here. They're ready. They're here. They're ready. They're gonna charge into the Sisters of Twilight. Eternal Entourage are here, ready to party, ready to fucking play. Bounce power slightly Slaanesh favored, and look at how much damage she takes. The Eternal Entourage are way better melee combatants than the Sisters of Twilight. Oh, they're tearing her limb from limb. She can't hold. She can't withstand. She's surrounded by too many people. She's poisoned even. And if she gets wounded, then it's all over. Do any of her Eternal Guard rally? How does... Wait, how? How does this one have 3 leadership, and this one over here has -6? I don't understand things. Anyway, Sisters are fighting it out. They're trying to get some spears back somewhere, but they can't even get off the ground. It's not like if they get the spears back that they can get in the sky and get it refresh on their charge or something. Oh, they're just getting dragged down. Now they're trying to get out. Now they're trying to get back into the skies. The Eternal Guard charge back in. Can they do it? Does not seem likely. That was nice, at least. Now she's out of the poison. Oh, but the Eternal Entourage also have poison. That's fucked. GG. Slaanesh OP. Oh my god. Nerf Slaanesh. They beat Wood Elves. 3,800 damage value on the Eternal Entourage. Demon Prince did okay. Secret Chariot got destroyed. All of the Hellstriders got destroyed. Marauders did well. GG. Best stream of the year. Hell yeah. Wild Riders did work versus Slaanesh. Sisters of Twilight did great. Hawk Riders honestly did fine. Glade Guard mixed and Eternal Guard mixed. GG. That is all the extra replays. So, now, the next 5 in a row, we are worshiping at the Church of ICG. As he did get a bingo, he is the winner. He played 5 games the fastest. So game 1 of his bingo empire, he was going for, looks like Wild Riders, as his opponent Koaladuck was going for a Cygor. So Wild Riders for ICG. Hey, Liltro. Uh-oh. It says my Warhammer crashed, but I don't believe it. It just does that sometimes when it's loading. Alrighty, for the Beastmen on a very spread out map. Holy crap. 2 Ungor Raiders in the distance with 2 Centaurs protecting them. 2 Ungor Raiders with 2 Centaurs protecting them over there. And then I want to pause because I want to see what happens with that engagement. We do have 2 Minotaurs with great weapons, Borger the Shadow Gave, Bray Shaman of Wilds with another Cygor summon, plus Bray Scream, and then the Eye of More Sleep. For the Wood Elves, you have the Sisters of Twilight up on their dragon. Then a bunch of Eternal Guard, triple Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, double War Dancer, Spellsinger of Beasts with Wiston's Wild Form and Flock of Doom. And then 2 Wild Riders off on this flank. And the first Beastmen concave of archers is going to get collapsed on. I like this battlefield spread. It's very funny. Now, the Wild Riders are going to have to be careful. I would rather have one of them charge the Centaurs and the other one clean up the Ungor Raiders. Just that the Centaurs are busy and can't countercharge you for free. But they do rout an Ungor Raider, and it looks like the Beastmen are currently unaware this is happening. There they go. Now they wake up. The Wild Riders should probably just take that fight. The Wild Riders will body the Centaurs, or at least they should, in theory. And then they could clean up all of these troops. But they are going to try and run away. I worry they're just going to get caught and get side charged for free. So this is a Twilight harassing Ungor Raiders on the other side, though they're taking some damage. And yeah, they're getting side charged for free. They just have to turn around and take this fight. Centaurs are faster, so you're not going to get away. Wild Riders turn around at last, but with the enemy getting charge bonuses and them taking a 2v1, they will get massacred. An unfortunate loss for the Wood Elves. Meanwhile, Sisters of Twilight continue to duel with archers using a breath attack and their multi-shot to try and get rid of these guys. They're doing decent damage, but they're taking way more than it's worth, unfortunately. And one of these Centaurs is not content taking the 2v1. It is going to go after this Wild Rider that is, in turn, trying to shut down the Ungor Raiders. And the Wood Elves are pushing forwards towards the Eye of Morsleep. They ain't taking this shit lying down. Sisters of Twilight still taking a lot of damage, and Centaurs are in the backfield. But the triple Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts punish the Brave Shaman of the Wilds, already taking more than a third of his HP off. And he's now starting to juke and duck and dive and dip and dodge. Meanwhile, a Bray Scream helps to clear out some of the War Dancers. And the Cygor is punishing those Glade Guards. Centaurs charge in. They are pushing through spears, but pushing through is the key word as they actually do get to the Glade Guard. And look at the Wild Riders, man. If they had actually taken that fight, they massacre those Centaurs and the Ungor Raiders they were fighting. And in the backfield, these other Wild Riders that are now just 1v1 and the Centaurs are doing okay, considering how much damage they took at the start. Wiston's Wild Form giving armor to the Glade Guard. And the Eternal Guard are pushing out. The second Cygor summon is here. It looks like he's about to fade away. He has 30 seconds left of his life as he continues to poke and poke, but the Eye of Morsleep is under pressure from the Eternal Guard. Morgur is in. Morgur chucks out a Chaos Spawn summon, though he gets knocked down, and he won't get up again. We will keep him down. Minos are here. They took a very long path to get here, but they do charge through the back, and the Wood Elves are now down all 3 of their archers, it looks like. Though their front line did win with gusto. Front line has been pushing quite a lot. 2 seconds left on this full health Cygor. It'll disappear in front of your eyes. Just like magic. It is gone. One of the Chaos Spawn summons is out. Both the Chaos Spawn summons are out. Okay, so with a Cygor and 2 Chaos Spawn summons on the field for summons, there's probably some spiked balance of power there for a bit. Wood Elves need to delay. They need more time for these Chaos Spawn to fade away. And a breath attack from the Sisters onto the Chaos Spawn feels a bit wasted. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Take it back. Wild Riders did end up fighting a coalesced Centaur battalion, so they will get pushed off, and there was archer support. Poor little guys. Wood Elves are feeling a little underwhelming. Nonsense, lies, and slander. Eternal Guard in the back, poking down the Eye of Morsleep, already half health off him. The Wild Shaman still getting poked down as well, but Minos with a rear charge. Depending on if they actually charge in or if they kind of half charge, they'll do a lot of damage or nothing. That's kind of the half charge I was talking about. They mostly got in here and then just fucked off. Terror routes are going to come in for both these Eternal Guards in just a second. There goes the second one. And the Beastmen are way up on the balance of power, even without their Chaos Spawns, which are now gone, as Centaur has apparently picked off the Spellweaver of Beasts while I wasn't looking. War Dancers are trying to work down Morgur, but he's a tanky boy. And that's about it. I think we are doomed. Wood Elves route 2 of the Beastmen archers, but it's not enough. Game 2 of the bingo of ICG. Holy shit. It's Throt plus the Wheels of Doom. Wait, the Doom Wheel plus Doomflare, but no caster. Why no caster? Why have you done this? Sipa, for his attempt at the bingo, did take for Pants and Henri Lemessy. Okay, for Bretonnia, front line of peasant mobs, secondary line of spearmen at arms, triple blessed field trebuchet, 2 knights errant, 3 knights errant, one of which is defenders of Fleur de Lis. Then we have Rapance de Lyonesse, Henri le Massif, a Grail Guardian, and a Damsel of Heavens with Chain Lightning and Comet. On the other side, for the Skaven, we have a Dead Knight Runner, a Doom Wheel, Doom Flares, triple Rat Ogre, one of which is the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep, some Plague Monks, yes, Plague Monks, and then Throt the Unclean with his Rat Ogre summon and most of his buffs plus his heal, all those things. Clan Rats and such, and then some Wolf Rats in the very, very far back. Let's see how it goes. The Skaven are just charging straight in. They have a better front line. They should win that. Rat Ogres will go through, but oh no, in the distance, the Doom Wheel and the Doom Flares are already caught up. They've actually done a shocking amount of damage to the defenders of Fleur de Lis. What the fuck? But Grail Guardians are here now. Grail Guardians should make it all better. They should make the pain go away. Rat Ogres and Plague Monks surrounding Repents. Sword of Lyonesse is popped for her, giving her 90 free melee attack, and a Chain Lightning tears through mostly just peasants as it avoids the Plague Monks entirely and refuses to help Bretonnia. There we go. Now it's curving into the Plague Monks, and it's doing decent damage. Creature Killers pop to the Plague Monks, giving them bonus versus large, and they're taking so much damage from the Trebuchets. Holy shit! And in the distance, the defenders of Fleur de Lis are pushed away from the Doom Wheel. They get countercharged by Wolf Rats with their armor-piercing values, but the rear charge from Knights Errant will get rid of those rats quite easily. Throt's kicking the shit out of Rapance, as he should. Rat Ogres could even offer support. Plague Monk's still trying to come back in and help out a little bit. Rapancy Pants is running next to Throt, who's trying to find her, but can't. Meanwhile, Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep are going to kill off the Grail Relic and maybe even the Damsel of Heavens as Clan Rats are pushing through that front line. So are Plague Monks over here with Henri le Massif. And Throt is on the hunt. Rapance's 84 speed is nothing compared to his 95 and poison. But he gets distracted. He's actually going to go after Henri le Massif. Gets a big charge attack. He does have a Rat Ogre summon helping him out. In the distance, Knights Errant ran off some stuff. Grail Guardians are still after the Doom Wheel. Doom Wheel never quits, never surrenders, and 3 Blessed Field Trebuchets are just waiting to be slaughtered by the Skaven if they can even get a Clan Rat past the front lines. Damsel of Heavens is pushed off, negative 41 leadership. She'll probably rally at that HP pool, but it's not looking great, as Henri le Massif is actually kind of taking it to Throt, though Throt does have plenty of healing in his natural regen, plus Remoldered. He has 1 Remoldered left. And Knights Errant are getting terror-outed off. Plague Monks still pushing through. And this could be a Skaven dub. As Rat Ogres are running over to deal with the Trebs. Yes! Rogers! Doom Wheel is taking a lot of damage, which is unfortunate. Throt dives back in, but needs to be careful about fighting Grail Guardians and Knights Errant next to Rapance, because Rapance does give them all plus 10 melee defense, plus 8 melee attack. That could be spooky for Throt if he way overcommits like he looks like he might be. Damsel is also back. Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep are being used to chase down random infantry. I do not like that, as Throt is most likely in terrible danger. Surrounded by Grail Guardians, fighting Rapance all alone. He needs friends, he needs buddies. He does have Clan Rats and Plague Monks joining, but that's not the kind of friends and buddies I was thinking of. Clan Rat's maybe going to get nuked by a comet. Does it arc downwards towards us, or does it do nothing? It does nothing, so it misses them. Throt's taking a lot of damage. His leadership is plummeting. The Grail Guardians are still a problem for him. Grace is home, I think. I hear noises. You're feeling when you didn't know about the Rapance buffs? Yeah. Alright, Throt's got away. He can heal up a little bit. Skaven are doing fine in this game if Throt doesn't just, like, outright die. These Grail Knights who have 84 speed, he has 95, and he's still getting run down by them because charge bonus is a hell of a drug. And then Throt does rout. He needs support very, very quickly. Looks like 2 of the trebuchets are down, but Throt is also going down. And his speed doesn't matter because charge bonus is dumb. Rapunzel and Henry are going to clear out infinite stuff. We have some Rat Ogres rejoining the fight. And the Doom Wheel routes off a Damsel of Heavens yet again. She's one more route, then she'll shatter. Knights Errant fighting the Pit Fighters. As Plague Monks try and get rid of their spear supports, the Pit Fighters can have a better time. But yeah, Throt ain't getting out at this point. Grail Guardians are on his ass. That's looking like it. Rapunzel is going to carry. I have to sneeze. I sneezed. And no one said bless you, and that's cool.
Bless you?
Thank you. I was talking to chat, though. Well, thanks, Bubba. Goodbye, Bubba. I turned the mic back on, right? Yeah. Grail Guardians, 2,900 value. Knights Errant, mixed value. Henry did okay. Trebuchets did jack shit. Yeah, that's GG. Gesundheit, too late. Way too late. Because you said Gesundheit as soon as I read it, so you know how long the delay is. And you failed. All right. So for this man's bingo, we are 2 out of 5 games in. He's gotten on the top row. Looks like that's what he's going for. He's got the top left. He had the double Wild Riders in game 1 versus somebody. Beastmen. And then he has the Doom Wheel and the Doom Players versus Bretonnia. Next game. Hell yeah, it's the Spider Core. I wanted to see somebody take the Spider Core. So we have Azhag with the Spider Core, 2 melee spiders, 2 kitey spiders, and then the Arachnarok spider. And for Sipa, we do have the Handmaiden and the Swordmasters of Hoeth. GG rats are so cool. They are. They're very cool. For the High Elves, it is a small build. We have the Swordmasters of Hoeth, the Pyramain Company, the Scions of Mathlon, a Phoenix Guard, 2 Warlions of Krace, Handmaid the Everqueen, and a 3rd Warlion in Rahagra's Pride. Alright. We have Altharion the Grim with Soul Quench and Apotheosis, plus his Mistwalker's Barrage, and a Frostheart Phoenix. On the other side, there is Azhag the Slaughterer with Spirit Leech, Purple Sun, and Azhag's Armor. We have some Orc Boarboy Biggins, 2 Force Goblin Spider Riders melee, 2 Force Goblin Spider Riders ranged, 5 Goblins, a Black Orc, 3 Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and an Arachnarok Spider. And Altharion's actually going to land, which could be risky. If the Spider Riders had closed in on him, surrounded him, and let the Arachnarok Spider get over there, that could have been a problem. Mistwalker's Barrage is in. Mistwalker's Barrage did nothing. Okay. Alright. GG Rats are so cool. Thanks for that. Nobody ever... For this being a Skaven-focused channel, everybody hates Skaven, and it makes me so sad. First Apotheosis is out onto Altharion, giving him a bit of healing as Azhag hovers nearby, just being ominous, just being spooky. And the Arachnarok Spider senses it is needed, so it's going to come over here and say hello while Azhag is in the sky. Azhag should land so that he is next to the spider that's now fighting Altharion. Altharion does not want that, because spiders recently did get a buff. I think it was in patch 4.0 or maybe even 3.1, but they have better bonus versus large and other stats now. Night Goblin Squig Hoppers are in, but they did not wait for their goblins. They are going to take a lot of damage from the Scions of Mathlon. We are in now. We are here as a Soul Quench plus a Dive-In does a lot of damage to those goblins. The Night Goblin Squig Hoppers are already gone as well. Rahagra's Pride popped their roar, but nothing was in range. That's a bit of a whoopsie. And other lions are just YOLOing into the Greenskins. where they might take decent damage if, you know, Black Orcs actually had any melee stats whatsoever. If you don't take Wurzag, your Black Orcs are stuck with 37 melee attack, and it's pretty bad. This is a Dark Elf channel, considering the player base. Boo. Boo! Lies and slander! Now, both Spider Riders are trying to skirmish with Altharion. They're currently blocked by their own Arachnarok, but the Arachnarok's living his best life. It's just getting to fight two single entities. But now there is support coming in, and the Arachnarok probably wants to fuck off. Azag's Art Armor giving it better melee defense it can try and withstand, as Altharion's Mistwalker's Barrage does nothing. Meanwhile, a Waz popped for the Greenskins. One Lion is already routing. A second one is on its way out, but the infantry for the High Elves are holding so far. Azag is stuck in here. Wa giving him 66, 56 melee stats. It sucks that he needs Azag's Art Armor and Wa to have even remotely comparable melee stats to like anything else in this game. As soon as his Art Armor wears off, he's going to have pretty pathetic stats. The Arachnarok Spider is still fighting and doing great. We are so proud of him. Another Mistwalker's Barrage comes out, and literally no one cares. I think these Orc Boar Biggins need to come down to this fight and really help out. But you know what else is helping out? The Arachnarok Spider bodying the shit out of that Frostheart Phoenix. And now they have orders to try and leave, but the Orc Boar Biggins are coming. But they go for the Handmaiden. They don't go for the Frostheart Phoenix. It will probably get back up into the air. No, it's actually just going to walk of its own accord into Orc Boar Biggins, which should be able to kill it. Another Apotheosis healing up Altharion, and Azag gets the safety. Why is anyone other than you using Handmaidens? Because this is a bingo stream, and I put it on the bingo card. Alright, Azag's diving back in on the Frostheart Phoenix. Looks like he really wants to finish that thing off as it terror routes off both of his Orc Boar Boy Biggins. The Arachnarok Spider is left behind, though. This means Altharion is free to duel Azag of his own volition, and he's going to rout. Looks like all the Greenskins are going to rout in a mass exodus, but the Arachnarok Spider's trying to join the fight. Azag even shatters, and he will die, which will make the Greenskins' leadership woes even worse. Arachnarok Spider takes a lot of damage from the Handmaiden, from the Lions, from the Pure Main Company, and that should be GG. Black Orcs trying to hold, but Mighty Roar plus their Lord just died. They have a lot of leadership debuffs on them right now. Look at all those leadership debuffs. And there they go. No way they haven't routed yet. That's kind of insane. Wow. They are somehow still holding. There they go. They finally rout. And with them, that should be army losses as soon as that Orc Boar Biggin routs. There it goes. The Spider team was not enough to get through the High Elves' front line. Without Wurzag, you just don't have the melee attack to get through the High Elves' front line. And then to make it a hyper-elite front line. That's my 5 bingos done. You fucking did it. So what did you do? Because your bingo came in second, even though we're casting the replays in an order that made it look like first. But Sipo, what did you do? You played Slaanesh. You played I Saw the Kadai Destroyer when you were fighting Koala Duck. Oh yeah, and then you brought versus Orion. You had the Doom Wheel and the motorcycles. Doom Flayers. Then you had Rapunzel and Henry just a second ago. And this one you had the Handmaiden and the Swordmaster. So yeah, we did end up casting your full bingo, though you submitted it a minute or two after ICG. ICG was a little faster. So for ICG, he has the top right, top left, and the Doom Wheel and the Doom Flayer. We have 2 games left to cast, and I am strongly suspecting, and I can even see that it is in fact Kolek and the Triple Gorger. And that'll be it for the stream today. We'll keep it nice and short. So 2 replays left of fun, dumb shenanigans. Bwags is going for Slaanesh on the bingo card, while ICG went for Triple Gorger. He does have Scrag. Little known fact about Scrag, though, is his Cauldron that heals up the Gorgers. You have to get kills to charge it up. So Scrag, you probably want to take him with the Maw. Unironically, you'll probably want to take him with the Maw. Find an infantry unit that's overextended, or 2, maybe a blob. Cast it on that quick. Get your charge to 100% so you can heal up your Gorgers. It's so dumb that ability is tied to kills. Like, kills from Scrag, too. Holy shit, he brought the Maw! The genius! So many people bring the Cauldron of the Great Maw and then get 0 kills and it's not regenerating anything. This genius. Right here. ICG, officially too big brain. You love to see it. Meanwhile, alright, what do we have? Triple Gorger. We've established that. 5 Gnoblars, 2 Iron Guts, 1 Man-Eater Pistol, 4 Gnoblar Trappers, a Mornfang Cavalry, and Scrag the Slaughterer with the Maw and Troll Guts. Other side for Slaanesh, triple Hellstriders of Slaanesh, all with their anti-large component. Exalt the Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh with Hysterical Frenzy, Lash of Slaanesh to give her army buffs. The Mirror Guard plus 5 Spears, and the Bringers Beguilement Demonettes of Slaanesh, Exalted ROR. Hellstriders, and then the Eternal Entourage. Alright, Gorgers plow into the Hellstriders. Actually doing more damage on contact than what I thought. I wonder if the Hellstriders didn't have orders to attack them, or if the Gorgers just overcame it. But they're actually kind of bodying these anti-large cav. Holy crap. Holy cat's pajamas, Batman. They're doing great. Actually, Badman, too. Batman's a bad man. A contest of bad units? That's bingo for you. You don't put good units on the bingo because everybody uses the good units all the time. It's not much of a challenge. Gorgers, one of them took half its HP. The other 2 are completely fine, and all 3 Hellstriders of Slaanesh are pushed off. This is a big blob. I want to see a Maw. I want to see a Maw. I want to see a Maw. He maybe doesn't have enough Winds of Magic. That's probably the problem. That's probably the problem. Anyway, Man-Eater Pistol's firing in. Mornfang Cavalry trying to avoid the Eternal Entourage. And Scrag is in deep. He doesn't give a single shit. He'll fight to the very end. He ain't no coward. Gorgers in the distance are stuck fighting. Maw! Gorgers in the distance are stuck fighting Spears. They do not enjoy that. But he has a 3% intensity? He only got 6 kills? No! How did he only get 6 kills for blowing up these Spearmen? Fuck you, Spearmen. How? Whoa. Oh, look at that. 119 out of 120 models when they're at that low of HP. Because I guess the Maw spread out its damage and didn't kill anybody. Fuck that. Fuck that. He got kills. This game sucks. Exalted Keeper of Secrets is still fighting Scrag, doing her best, while her Demonette ROR fades away. Mornfang Cav are trying to help in the distance as Hellstriders have rallied and returned to the fight to help their Spearmen, but they'll just help them die faster. Because that shit's going nowhere. The Eternal Entourage is fighting Man-Eater Pistols, but the Man-Eater Pistols are decent melee combatants. They can fight back. They can do okay. And the Gnoblar Trappers are firing in wherever possible. Scrag is still dueling with the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. He's down to half HP, though. He's not feeling super good. Mr. Krabs and Iron Guts are going to push off these Spearmen, but they'll have to quickly turn around and probably want to help out this backfield a little bit, get the Man-Eaters back online so they can continue firing at the Exalted Keeper of Secrets and give Scrag a bit of room. Now, all 3 Gorgers are still alive, and they are going to move back in a little bit. Unfortunately for Scrag, his Cauldron is still only 3% intensity charged. And is that Ballet of Blows? It's Hysterical Frenzy and Ballet of Blows. She has 141 melee attack, but she's just walking behind Scrag, walking next to Scrag. All your melee attack doesn't mean anything if you walk next to him there. She gets a big shot off. But Slaanesh is falling apart. Their spears are all routing all around them. Massacre is popped to give these guys terror. Now, not that that works against Slaanesh at all, but I guess it also gives them more damage. It's fine. And the Keeper of Secrets is rampaging herself with Hysterical Frenzy, so Scrag can get away. Scrag can try and get to safety, but he can't. She's single-minded in her rampage about killing Scrag. Even the Tier 2 army ability of Slaanesh is used to net him in place. She's gonna snipe out Scrag if it's the last thing she does, and it will be the last thing she does. The Eternal Entourage is just about dead. Everything else for Slaanesh is routing and gone, and even the Exalted Keeper of Secrets herself is at half HP with Gnoblar Trappers throwing at her buns. Pew pew, pew pew pew. Scrag, to his credit, ain't routing. He ain't no coward. He ain't no bitch. He'll fight it out. Down to 700 HP, 600 HP, 74 HP, and he does die, but he died fighting. He died with his boots on. And that'll be GG. Because there's no way she can carry this. I mean, even the Gorgers can unironically win this whole game. They're unbreakable, and there's just enough of them that they could drag down the Keeper of Secrets. GG for an Ogre W. The Gorgers did better than I would have thought against Slaanesh, despite the fact that they were caught out by Hellstriders. They just bodied them quick and moved on. That was really funny. Man, if Hellstriders can't pay for themselves versus Ogres, they can't pay for themselves versus anybody. GG. GG. Last game of the day for the bingo for ICG. It is Kolek Suneater versus XMT's Qualadux Tomb Kings, where he took the Kemrian War Sphinx. He took 2. He didn't have to take 2. He just had to take 1, but he took 2. Is that a Shaggoth? It's Kolek and a Shaggoth versus double Kemrian War Sphinx. That is a lot of quadrupedal centaur type things in one game. Who is ICG on Discord? ICG. He has like an alligator face. Last game of the day. Last game of the day. Then Grace and I are going to make lasagna, and that shit takes a long time. Okie dokie. MP Crossroads, so plenty of time for me to figure out what these builds are. We have Chaos Warrior spam from ICG. Some halberds, some not. We have a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Kolek Suneater, the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Then we have 2 Armored Chaos Trolls and a Deathcaster, a Spirit Leech, and Fate Abuna. Then aside for the Tomb Kings, we have 3 Nehekar Horsemen, 2 Necropolis Knights with halberds, 2 Kemrian War Sphinx, DJ Kotep on his horse instead of his DJ booth, and then a bunch of Skeleton Warriors. Here comes the bound Skullstorm for Kotep. And it is going straight through those Chaos Warriors and attempting to do any damage. Kotep takes an Overcasted Spirit Leech. Now, the Overcasting Spirit Leech does just increase its range. It does not increase the damage, for those who don't know. Chaos Warriors should easily punk their way through this front line, no problem whatsoever. And we'll see what the Tomb Kings can get done while they have support. Because if they get stuck in the hyper late game with just Chaos Warriors surrounding all of their big single entities, they'll be in big trouble. Skeleton Warriors get 2 different buffs, cast at different times, trying to proc the healing. Chaos Warriors and Halberds taking side charges from these Kemrian War Sphinx who just don't care. This one might have to care, though, as Kolek is waddling after it through the front lines. Nehekar Horsemen will chase down anything that routes, so Chaos is going to have to keep their leadership nice and high. But if they do that, they'll be fine. The Nehekar Horsemen don't do very much to armored targets. Here come the Necro Knights with their halberds. Kolek throws some lightning on them on the way in, and it does a little bit of damage. A little bit. We take those. Tempest Rage gives him 24 more melee attack, making his stats actually pretty good. And there goes Star Crusher, so he's up to 797 weapon strength. That would be impressive, but I've seen a bunch of other things in this game that can get up near 1,000. Now this side for Chaos might actually get a little concerning, as the Trolls might start to rout. But so far, Chaos is holding, man. They're killing this front line. Our first Terror rout may be followed by a second, but some Chaos Warriors are piecing out. But if they can rally and not actually fully die, they'll come back just fine. And Kotep gets caught out with another Overcasted Spirit Leech. I think the Overcast is a mistake, because he's right there. I think, like most people, you would assume the Overcast does more damage, but it just increases the range. That's all it does. The Shaggoth got some good damage down onto Kotep, and the Necro Knights are taking a lot of damage too. They are having zero fun right now. That one's about full HP. This other one is almost dead already. And the Tomb King's frontline is dissipating. Kolek's still fine. This Shaggoth's still fine, chasing around little Kotep. And how are the Sphinxes doing? Both the Sphinxes are good. They're really good. but I worry. I worry for the Tomb Kings. The Wiggly Blades of Jaff are here, and Kolek is surrounded by halberd units with increased damage from a spell. Maybe this is a time they could take him out. These other halberds are fighting the Shaggoth, but the Shaggoth is just bodying these fools. Now, to be fair, the ones that are surrounding the Shaggoth were already wounded when they started that fight. Chaos Troll's holding for now. One Chaos Warrior actually did rout and is getting chased off by Skeleton Spears, but man, the rest of the Chaos Warriors are just here, and I think they can grind through these Tomb Kings without much issue. The Shaggoth now has its back against the walls. It's fighting a Kemrian War Sphinx and the last of the Halberd Knights. Kolek's trying to ignore the fight, but decides eventually to come over and help out his cousin. And the Spirit Leech Caster is back on the hunt. Katep is all alone in a strange and dangerous world. Running out of support. For the Tomb Kings, we just have one full health Skeleton Warrior, another almost full health Skeleton Spear, 2 damaged-ish Kemrian War Sphinx, a damaged-ish Necropolis Knight with Halberd, and a very damaged Katep. For Chaos, we have a quite damaged Shaggoth, a quite damaged Kolek, but so many Trolls and Chaos Warriors. So many. Shaggoth might rout, though. He's not looking so hot. 3 leadership, 1 leadership. -1, actually. Manages to hold for now. Another Overcasted Spirit Leech again. Oh, no. ICG, you and I need to have a talk. We need to have a talk right now. Overcasting Spirit Leech is very rarely worth it. I accidentally just joined a voice call. I didn't mean to do that. I was just checking on some messages. Okay, sorry. Sorry, everybody. So, Kolek's still in here fighting. He's doing really good damage to these Kemrian War Sphinx. Meanwhile, Katep is chasing off the regular Shaggoth. And Kolek is taking damage, to be fair. Necropolis Knights get the Wiggly Blades of Jaff for some army-wide healing and whatnot. Skeleton Spears are still holding against all those Chaos Warriors, and the Shaggoth is officially dead. If Kolek dies too, it is possible for the Tomb Kings to win this. Not likely, but possible. Because the Kemrian War Sphinx could charge and tear out a whole bunch of Chaos Warriors, but as long as Kolek's alive, that's not going to happen. And their support is fading fast. All their Skeleton Spears are fading fast, and Katep is not even trying to duel with Spirit Leech Caster. He's trying to run away from him. The Spirit Leech Caster is right on his behind. Overcasting Spirit Leech yet again. You stop it! I know it's a replay. I know you can't hear me. I know that you probably have received this information. You don't need me to tell you anymore, but you stop it! You stop casting Spirit Leech Overcast at point-blank range. And there goes the army losses. ICG is the big bingo winner. Closely followed by Sipa. 5 replays. He won 2 of them. He lost 3. Admirable record. Kolek did great. Shaggoth did okay. Trolls and Chaos Warriors. Wow. Chaos Warrior with Halberd. 2,600 damage value. That was the hero of the day. Spirit Leech Caster got 1,300 value on himself. Nice job, nice job. For Koala, Katep was around. Sneaky Snake Knights did okay on damage value, kinda. How do you know it was overcasted? When I hovered over him, it said Spirit Leech upgraded, which is overcast, but also he kept having the ploof of blue smoke that happens if you have bad RNG on a miscast for the thingy. So, yeah. That's it. That's all I got. Go away. No, don't go away. Hang on. There might be something here. Sorry, just going to Spirit Leech. So Spirit Leech regular, 33 to 67 damage, duration 13 seconds, cooldown. If you toggle it, the only thing that changes is the range. So you're just spending 3 more Winds of Magic to get extra range. Yeah, there's that. Okay, I need to raid someone. So let's see. Let's take a look here. Redirect. This thing always has like shitty sorry. This thing always has like, oh, the channel you are trying to reroute to needs to specifically give you permission. Which is dumb. Which is dumb and stupid. Let's see if there even are any Warhammer 3 streamers out there right now, out there in the world. Warhammer 3. Live. Holy shit, it's just us. It's just us. Nobody else is playing this game. Actually, though. There's a couple people playing campaign, but that's it. We're the only streamers around. What the fuck? That's so messed up. Well, alright. Here's the redirect I can find. If anybody wants to go watch a Slaanesh live stream, there you go. Tell them Human Boy sent you. I did my job. Maybe he ain't streaming it? I checked. He ain't streaming it just yet. So, there. I did the redirect. I did the thing. So Radiant Dash and the other content creators can't be mad at me. They can't come in here and say you're not contributing to the community. I am contributing. Just poorly. Okay, goodbye.